So this one's a bit tricky, but I found a really fun way to import gradients and be able to animate them pretty easily. So what you're looking at is already built in After Effects. And essentially, this shape layer, for example, the moon, which is just a circle that you can draw yourself, I've added a gradient effect and applied the radial gradient across the shape. You can do that by going to add and then gradient fill, and you can add the specific colors that you want. So I will show you here. If you edit gradient under colors, you can see that I've added a gradient here. So if you wanted to, let's say, animate this, I would double click on it and you will get the gradient start and end points, which basically makes it a lot easier to animate moving gradients or things that you want to have highlights or just ambient movement. You do have 2 points, and of course the further they are from each other, the more it blends out. The closer they are, the more prominent the radial, I guess, effect is. So this is already set up. Just double click and you can keyframe these start and end points. Yeah, and it's a shape layer, so you can do whatever fun things shape layers do. Another really fun thing is that these actually behave the way After Effects does because it's using layers. So stroke is an individual layer, fill is an individual layer. What that means is that I can remove a fill and have a fully transparent object with a gradient over it. So that's what's going on here. So really, all that you need to do is just animate the gradient, which you can double tap and animate the light. So let's say we wanted to get this, which is obviously transparent. One way is you can build it in Photoshop, but you won't have any controls to alter the softness of the gradient. You won't be able to animate any of the 2 points if you were to blur a circle, for example, and clip it. So let's say I wanted to keep the shape, and I will just drop it in, and of course it's going to come up inaccurate. I'm going to solo that, and I'm going to look for gradient fill, edit gradient. Now the fun thing about this is that these are color stops at the bottom, but on top these are the opacity stops. So if I wanted this side to be 100% opacity, I can make this side just be 0. And now I just have a white gradient with nothing else around it. To make that a little bit more obvious, I'm going to select this and color it pink. I'm going to put it over there, and you can tell it's transparent. This isn't smoothly distributed. It's because it's attempting to move from pink to black, which in none of the design files should happen. You need to always have your darks either be this light purple or the dark purple, and it will smoothly blend out how it should. Even though it's 0% in this stop, it's trying to interpolate between here what it should look like if it were to reach black still. So just a little quick note on that. And that's how you get a transparent gradient that you can control if you double click on the shape, and you can pretty much do anything you want.